In February 1959, 9 of the Soviet Union's most experienced mountaineers were found dead in the Ural Mountains. Dead, all of them. No one was killed by the cold. No one was attacked by animals. The Soviet government sealed the files for 30 years. What happened on that mountain has never been fully explained. The Dyatlov Pass incident. That's what we call it now, named after their leader, Igor Dyatlov, 23 years old. A hiking enthusiast from Sverdlovsk. He organized a trek up Kholat Syakhl. The name means dead mountain in the local Mansi language. Dyatlov wasn't alone. He had 8 companions. Experienced hikers, adventurers, students from the Ural Polytechnic Institute. They'd trained for months. They were confident. They were ready. Or so they thought. January 23rd, 1959. They set off into the Siberian wilderness with food, tents, and equipment. Their goal was simple: climb to Mount Otorten and return safely, a routine expedition. The last radio transmission came on January 27th. Everything was normal. "Group is well," the message said. They would radio again when they reached their destination. That message never came. Days passed, then weeks. The Soviet military launched a search and rescue operation. Helicopters scoured the frozen landscape. Dogs followed the scent. Soldiers trudged through waist-deep snow. What they found defied explanation. The tent was the first clue. February 26th. A search party discovered the fabric shelter torn open from the inside. From the inside. The supplies were still there: food, matches, warm clothing. Why would they abandon a tent in the middle of a frozen night and not take their supplies? The searchers spread out. They found bodies scattered across the slope. 1, 2, 3, in the snow, frozen in grotesque positions. Igor Dyatlov lay 75 meters from the tent. His clothes were torn, his body rigid. One of the female hikers, Lyudmila Dubinina, was found in a creek bed. Her eyes were missing, both of them, gone. Her tongue was also missing, cut from her mouth. The coroner's report noted that the injuries appeared to have been caused after death, but the precision was unusual. Another body was found without eyes as well. Some of the corpses showed signs of trauma, inconsistent with freezing, broken ribs, internal injuries with no external wounds. One hiker's skull was fractured, another's leg was broken. And here's the detail that still haunts researchers. Several of the bodies had abnormal radioactivity. Their clothing showed traces of thorium and potassium. The Soviet government claimed it was natural background radiation, but experts have questioned this explanation for decades. Witnesses reported something else. In the days following the expedition, locals spoke of an orange glow in the sky above Kholat Syakhl, a glow that hung over the mountain before the hikers were even found. They couldn't explain it, neither could the authorities. The Soviet investigation concluded an avalanche, natural causes, case closed. But there was a problem. The bodies were found on flat ground. Avalanche victims are usually found at the bottom of a slope, buried or crushed by tons of snow. These bodies were exposed, unburied, scattered, and the tent wasn't buried. It was cut open from inside. Researchers have proposed theories, lots of them. One theory, infrasound, low-frequency sound waves below the range of human hearing. There's a mountain valley near Kholat Syakhl that wind passes through. The theory goes that wind-generated infrasound could cause panic, hallucinations, even violent behavior. It could have spooked the group into fleeing the tent in terror. Another theory is darker: military experimentation. The Soviet Union was developing weapons in that region. Could the hikers have stumbled upon a classified test? Could the military have silenced them? Then there's the KGB files. The Soviet secret police kept detailed records. In 1992, when Russia opened some archives, they released documents related to the incident, but many files remain classified. Even today, more than 60 years later, the Mansi people, the indigenous group of that region, had their own warnings. They told hikers not to climb Kholat Syakhl. The mountain, they said, was sacred, dangerous. Something lived there, something that didn't want visitors. Were they speaking metaphorically? Or did they know something the outsiders didn't? The facts remain. 9 people died together. Their injuries don't match the official explanation. Their behavior, fleeing a tent to die in the cold, defies logic. The radioactivity, the missing eyes and tongues, the tent cut from inside, all of it contradicts the avalanche conclusion. But the Soviet government buried the investigation as deep as they buried the bodies. The truth went with them into frozen ground. The mountain is still there. Kholat Syakhl, cold, unforgiving, waiting. The files are still incomplete. Sections redacted. pages burned, evidence lost or hidden away in archives that may never open, and 9 families still don't have the full truth. 70 years of questions, 70 years of theories, 70 years of a mystery that the authorities won't explain. One thing is certain. Something happened on that mountain in February 1959, something that the Soviet Union wanted to keep secret, and we still don't know what it was.